This week I'd like to show you some Scraps multiplayer. This is the main thing I've been working on for the past few weeks, and there's still a lot to do and bugs to fix and stuff, but it is coming along. Internet play isn't set up yet, but it'll work on the surface in basically the same way as LAN play does. So say I want to host a LAN game, I can click host a game, I can choose what I want to call it, and it'll set itself up and put me into the lobby. Now I could connect from another computer, but I'm actually just going to run 2 copies of Scraps on this machine so that you can see them both working together. Say I want to join a game, I go join a game, I can see the game in the list, and now we're both connected. So I can deploy once everyone's selected a vehicle and has said they're ready. Now I might actually increase the scrap limit a bit, and then I can select the cruiser. Unfortunately I don't really have an equivalent value vehicle for this guy to select. Large Dimensions is a bit of a test vehicle, so Gavin will do for an example. Right, let's start the game. So in terms of what's working and what isn't, evac pads aren't active at the moment. Respawning isn't actually working at the moment, so if you get destroyed you are destroyed forever, but that's easy to change. And also parts should actually drop scrap when they get destroyed that you can recover and then use to improve your own vehicle, and that's not happening at the moment. But collision damage is working, weapon damage is working, and of course we are both playing in the same game on the same map. So I can see the cruiser over here, you can see me coming once she rotates around a bit. There I am. And I do actually have to be a bit more careful when I drive because you can end up losing parts by rolling over these days. So if I go back to player 1, now of course Gavin isn't going to be much of a match against the cruiser, and I might even be able to one-shot him. Yep, that would have killed him, of course, but if I hadn't destroyed him completely, it is working where if you lose specific parts then you'll lose the abilities of those parts. So for instance, if I'd only destroyed his engine, oops, this isn't going to be good. If I'd only destroyed his engine, then he wouldn't have been able to drive anymore. If I'd destroyed his generators, then maybe he couldn't use his weapons anymore, so you can be a bit tactical in that sense. Of course it also helps if you don't roll over all the time, and I'm lucky I'm not losing any parts here. Another thing you can do is run a dedicated server. So if you don't want to be playing and running a server on the same machine, you can run the separate server exe. And you've got 2 options here. You can run it in an invisible mode, where it will just run in the background, or you can run it with this basic GUI that will show you what settings the server's got, how it's doing, if there are any errors, and also give you a basic view of the game. So say I'm running this dedicated server. Now I can connect from, well, of course, the same machine, but normally you'd connect from another machine. And I can join the game. Say I just start just with 1 player. So I'm playing over here, but then on the server you can fly around and check out what's going on as well. There is a slightly simplified view of things, just to make sure that performance stays reasonable even if you're running in the graphics mode. So if I find the vehicle, must be up here, there he is. You see he doesn't really have any textures or anything. That's actually more of a representation of where the colliders are on the vehicle. But it gives you a basic view of what's going on in the game, so you can check out what's happening if you need to. Of course it's also useful for me to debug what's going on.